Alright, welcome back everyone. It is LaughNgamez here. I am back, and it is time for another AlphaStar 1 vs 1 commentary. Today on the map Cairo Junction, we have got a Masters Protoss player taking on AlphaStar's Zerg play. So we'll see how this one's gonna go. AlphaStar showing us some very strong Zerg timings in the past. I think that's really the defining part of its Zerg play, whether it be its Ling floods, whether it be like its Roach Ravager Queen attacks. They all just seem to be so well. And AlphaStar really climbed the ladder using them, I guess, as just they're very strong pushes that the AI does. We have got ourselves AlphaStar being a little bit cheesy here right out the gate, going for an early spawning pool. Fortunately for this Protoss player, he is going to scout it. But scouting it is only half the battle, as actually responding to a cheese like this can make your life quite tough. Let's see if this Protoss player is going to toss down a pylon to block AlphaStar's Expo. The answer to that would be no so far. AlphaStar does not get the hatchery up, this probe being a pain. This Protoss player probably quite aware that this is indeed an early spawning pool from AlphaStar, as the third base gets forced to be taken at another location. The probe's going to run on in there and be like, hey, Zerglings. And now, ladies and gentlemen, seeing as how we've got 4 Zerglings on the way for AlphaStar. Oh, 6. Okay, that's pretty ambitious, but let's try and hit 6 likes on this video. So slap that like button. And of course, if you watch a lot of the videos on this channel, but you haven't subscribed or pressed that bell icon, make sure to do that. And now back to the Starcraft here. This probe running for its life, gonna buy a good amount of time for the Protoss player. AlphaStar's Lings all chasing this one probe seems a bit excessive. That's gonna buy a few extra seconds for the Protoss player to get up his first Adept most likely, which will then help him defend against these Lings. Does he have a Chrono Boost for that Adept? Yes, he does. And so far, just by scouting, this Protoss player has got himself in a good spot, I'd say. Now, AlphaStar, despite being scouted, can sometimes just go like, go hard with mass Lings trying to break the Protoss's wall. And we've seen it honestly just work more times than it should, because the Protoss player is like, oh, I totally held the first cheese, I'm going to be fine. And then AlphaStar is basically just like, a million Zerglings. And the Protoss player says, what? And then AlphaStar says, you heard me, a million Zerglings. Now, there is a shield battery that's going to be up for the Masters player, which is quite helpful to prevent that Adept from just getting killed by the tirade of Lings. A Stalker is also out, which will help defend versus this. AlphaStar. Oh, don't tell me that the Adept's going to leave the wall. Okay, looks like the Adept is going to have to stand against these Zerglings. The shield battery, though, going to do wonders to help defend versus this. We're going to need to see the Protoss player react, though, because this is a lot of Lings here. The shield battery is at about half HP. The Stalker comes in to help out, but we are going to need to see a pylon get thrown up for this Protoss player. There is indeed a pylon that's now building, so the Adept, poor her, gets locked in there, but so far, I think this is going okay for the Protoss player. We see another pylon get thrown up, or another gateway get thrown up while the other pylon's building. One of the Adepts pops out in quite a good spot to stay alive and get shots off on these Lings. So AlphaStar is going to work away on this gateway, but I don't know if that's going to let AlphaStar in. I'm pretty sure this is still a solid wall, and thus a great spot here for the Protoss player, who then refires up his gateway. He's now got a good number of Adepts behind this wall. Charge is on the way for the Masters player, so we may have finally seen a Protoss player hold this. I don't want to jinx it too soon, though, as there is still a lot of Lings out here for AlphaStar. But, yeah, this seems pretty good for the Protoss player, who's now throwing up tons of gateways, and is just going to do a big old counter charge all in. I love this build. The Protoss player going to be going up to 7 gateways. We'll see if he builds up an 8th, but yeah, so far this is pretty darn good here for the Protoss player, dare I say. AlphaStar is still lurking out there, though. These Lings, oh, they attack the gateway. You gotta be careful, guy. You gotta be careful. You do not want to get caught. You do not want to get caught by all of these Lings that are still lurking out on the map. However, once all these gateways get up, this Protoss player is just going to be able to warp in a ton of Zealots. Alright. Charge finished up. The Prism going to be finishing up. This is going to allow the Protoss player to move out on the map. He's chrono boosting out an Immortal behind this, which is interesting. A lot of Zealots getting warped on in behind this. That Prism hasn't started moving out across the map. Is this Protoss player waiting for the one Immortal? I feel like you don't want to wait. Like, the longer you wait, the worse this is. The Roach Warren, I mean, probably wouldn't have even been done if the Protoss player rushed right across the map. But now it is going to be done, so that's a little bit odd. This Protoss player is really taking his time before he goes for this attack, and I feel like just going and warping in the Zealots right away would have been better. However, he has decided to wait. He's got out the one Immortal. He's now going to be able to cross the map, but he's really dilly-dallying here. Like, you just got to go. This is a rush, the Charge Lot rush. And every second that this Protoss player wastes is giving AlphaStar more and more time to prepare for this attack. We're not seeing any more drones being made, just roaches. And as a result, like, oh, this Protoss player, he's warping in more Zealots here, which is very important, but he actually delayed this attack so much, I feel like, that the potential for this attack to work has gone down. As AlphaStar is making 12 roaches right now. 12 roaches is not a small number of roaches. The Protoss player is going to split up this attack. He's going to hit the third base. He's going to have Zealots come in from the other side. He's warping in more and more Zealots. But, oh, he's taken so long before going for this attack. AlphaStar, oh, man. The Zealots are fighting a large chunk of roaches. The Zealots are not split up appropriately, so he's going to bleed off the ones to the north here. Looks like the Protoss player is taking a good fight to the south, so he may still have hope here, but his supply is dropping. He needs to warp in more of these Zealots here. He needs to be hitting his warpins. The one Immortal is not doing enough damage. Looks like the third base probably will go down, but I don't know if that was enough here. Looks like the Zealots are going to push AlphaStar back. The third base has gone down, but like this is a move for the Protoss player that essentially needs to win this game. And I don't know if he's going to get it. No, he doesn't. And I feel like this rush could, or this counterplay could have worked had the Protoss player just gone right for it. Oh no, don't lose the Prism. Once again, we're seeing humanity with what I think could have been a promising situation just kind of fall flat. Like, that rush is rarely done with an Immortal in the Prism to aid with it. As, like, the Immortal, like, it adds value, yes, but it really cost him a lot of time. Like, he made the Prism and then he could have just gone. Instead, he waited for however long it takes an Immortal to build, which is quite a while. And then he waited even longer, warping in the Zealots back at his main base. Like, this Protoss player, I feel through this pretty darn hard. So sad that I think that AlphaStar could have potentially lost a lot of games, but then humanity kind of just bungles it, and as a result, we're seeing AlphaStar just double expand behind this, making a lot more roaches, kiting against these Zealots, which you can do pretty much endlessly with Roach Ravager. +1 is on the way for the Protoss player, so he's going to have that for him. AlphaStar also fires up its +1, though. AlphaStar on a much better economy. They're both on 2 bases, but soon the AI is going to have 4 bases. A lone Ravager gets caught, but these Chargelots are going to lose their effectiveness as the Roach numbers rise. The Immortals get placed right in front of the Roaches and Ravagers, which is nice for the Protoss player, but I think he really needs to be going for more and more Warpins here to buffer for these Immortals. And yeah, look at this. The Zealots, they just wear thin. It's 50 supply to 133, and this Protoss player, unless he has got, like, Pro gamer juggles, even then, I don't think a pro gamer could come back in this situation. Like, yeah, sad times. He warps in 9 Zealots, but we've seen how many Zealots have died already. 54 Zealots have died this game. I don't know what another 9 are expected to do, but whatever it is, that ain't gonna cut it. The Zealots run through the Corrosive Biles there. They don't actually get hit, but still, it's just too much Roach Ravager here for AlphaStar. The +1 is done, but that ain't gonna cut it. And as a result, we are going to see AlphaStar win yet another game, which I think humanity could have actually won. We saw someone actually hold the Ling Flood, but in the end, AlphaStar still just won out. The Immortals dealing a lot of damage on the high ground here, but there's just too many Roaches, too many Ravagers. AlphaStar could lose its whole army here, and I think can still be fine. So yeah, slow death here for the Protoss, but sad times all around. AlphaStar with its superior macro, making units non-stop. 4 Immortals are out with a Prism. I always say when you have a Prism in a Dream, or when you have Prisms in an Immortal, you have a Dream, but yeah. 38 supply to 135. 1 Zealot gets warped in. Will he make the difference? No, he won't. He is dead. The Protoss player juggling these Immortals for the fun of it, I'd say, at this point. Just seeing how many Roaches they can kill. I mean, these Immortals probably have quite a few kills on them. 20 kills on that one, not bad. We can't see because he's dropping and picking them up so quickly. A 3rd Immortal pops out. Protoss player, you going GG? 3 Zealots get warped in. 1 of the Immortals almost dead. This one's at 8 kills. This one's at 4 kills. This is the big guy with 27 kills. The Zerg does lose his army. AlphaStar has pretty much lost all of his Roach Ravager. But behind this, as long as he's making like a couple of units, I think he's going to be in a fine spot. The Protoss player has officially juggled all these Roaches to death. And then there's all these. Alright, looks like the Protoss player going to cross the map, go for the solid W. Catches 1 of these Roaches. However, there is 30 more. 3 Immortals versus 30 Roaches. I'll take those odds. Yeah. Does he GG yet? Does he GG yet? Not yet. Anyway, slap that like button while we wait for this guy to GG. That's it. The Ling's gonna wrap around the Immortals. 1 of the Immortals goes down. Actually, 2 Immortals go down. Yeah. What you doing, buddy? There we go. Oh boy, this is gonna be a good one. AlphaStar taking on yet another Platinum hero. Let's do it, AlphaStar. You best be shaking in your boots. AlphaStar routinely has beaten Grandmaster players, and now it's time for a Platinum player to go for the upset. I'm pretty sure his first pylon is already late, I want to say. Yes it is. The first pylon is already very late for this Protoss player. He's going to go for a low ground wall off. Pylon into gas. I guess because he realized it was late, he's like, may as well spend the money somewhere. Alright. Interesting choice. A probe moves out across the map. No gateway, so the gateway's already a little bit late. There it is. Oh man, this is going to be a rough one. This one's just going to be rough. A pylon on the low ground after that. So 2 pylons already. Alright. I'm not seeing a concise plan from the Platinum player, but I believe. I believe. Okay, another gateway. So 2 gates. He canceled the low ground pylon and started up a high ground one. He scouts out AlphaStar, like, yes. This plays right into my low ground pylon cancel, late pylon, double gateway. Does he make a Zealot? Alright, there's a Zealot on the way. He's delayed his Cyber Core. He cancels the Zealot. He starts his Cyber Core. Does he restart up the Zealot? Yes, he does. Alright, this is a wild ride, ladies and gentlemen. This is a wild ride. Okay, the two Zealots are going to pop on out for the Platinum player. Does he just send these bad boys across the map? He fires up a sentry. Oh, I wasn't expecting a sentry. Okay. A Stalker, alright. A mixed bag here from the Platinum player. A very mixed bag. All the while, AlphaStar is just doing its own thing, getting up its third base. A Twilight Council. Oh. AlphaStar is not going to know what hit him. To be fair, neither do I. Okay, yeah, this right here is an interesting play. What next? What's the Twilight Council going to be used for? Alright, the Stalker and Zealot and Sentry move across the map. A little bit late, but they're going for it. Okay, the Twilight Council. Not being used for anything yet. Okay. Okay. The Stalker gonna catch this one Overlord. The Zealot, Stalker, and Sentry crossing the map gonna run into the 15lings of AlphaStar. I will not take those odds. The Protoss player is gonna expand behind this. All the while pushing in with his Sentry, his Zealot, and his Stalker. He's going to run right into the Queens and decide to cancel that. He uses a Guardian Shield, though, to help defend against the Queen attacks. But then in come all these Zerglings. So those guys are all dead. I don't know what to say. I said I'd cast every single AlphaStar game. And this is this includes every. This is part of every right here. AlphaStar gonna cross the map with a bunch of lings. I think this should kill the Protoss player. The Stalkers get surrounded. The couple of Zealots warp in a little bit late to the party, and they will be surrounded and die too. A Templar Archives is on the way. I mean, Storm's pretty good, right? So you gotta give it to the Protoss player for being like, I've seen Psystorm make comebacks happen. I can do it. The natural base is going to be killed or canceled. I'm putting my money on killed. No, it's a cancel. Alright, the Zealot and Stalker are not in a complete wall. I'm pretty sure Lings can sneak around the Stalker, or they can just kill the Stalker. Another two warp in, but I don't think they're gonna cut it. They will defend, though. Yes. Okay. Alright. AlphaStar, I think, is a little bit unsure of what to do with this one. We see a Robo on the way, maybe for Archon drops. Psystorm is on the way. The Pylon gets killed. The Stalkers are going to move down the ramp, but that was a mistake. The Lings are going to run right into the main base. AlphaStar's like, what's up? As the Protoss player says, all my probes are going to die. GG. AlphaStar. Have a beautiful day, ladies and gentlemen.